Yo, what is going down, Commanders? I think it's about time I did an update on the hotkeys, and I'm going to go as in-depth as my knowledge knows, basically. So I'm going to start off with the simple ones that everyone should probably know. Right, I won't do the world map ones. I'll do the world map ones towards the end of the video. So I'm going to do the ones when you're attacking, basically, and I'm going to go as deep as I can go with it. So basically, when you're attacking a base, if I tap the H key, this is a simple one, everyone should know this, it will remove the HUD, and as you can see you've got the little H coming up on the screen. That's me typing it in, pushing it. So it removes the HUD. So that one's an easy one. The Z key zooms in and zooms out, self-explanatory, Z key. The Ruby key toggles Ruby on and Ruby off. As you can see down the bottom here, Ruby's being turned off, Ruby's been turned off. I'm just tapping the R key. That's all it is. That's the simple ones. Right now I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see. I'm going to hit the Ruby's off, and I'm going to deploy one tune. And if I use the A key, let me get rid of the HUD. If I use the A key, see that red click? If I don't use the A key, it's a white click. A key is attack move. So basically what these will do is will move to the spot that you're given, but they will attack everything in their way. Let me see if I can show you without the H key, without the A key being tapped. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run it past this base. I don't think these have got move and shoot, so they should be perfect to show this. So I'm just going to run these up into this base that way without the A key. Let me zoom out so you guys can see. And what these should do, no A key, so you've got the whites. Oh, they do move and shoot. I didn't think these moved and shoot, but never mind. But if you use the A key, what they will do is they will attack things. If they haven't got move and shoot, that is, they will attack everything that comes close to them, buildings, units, whatever's the closest to them. So that's a good one for you guys to get equipped with. What would be the next one? The next one would probably be the tunes grouping. So if I did a spacebar, that's one I should have brought up right early. So spacebar, you can unselect units. You can also use the spacebar when you hold it down to select units. You get that blue little thing. Most of you will know this. I just don't want anyone that probably don't know it to feel left out. So I've selected them units. If I get the HUD back up, you can see I've got them units selected. I'm just going to tap the spacebar one time. It will deselect them. But holding the spacebar will select all the units that you go over with that blue box, whatever you want to call it. Right, so next one would be if I deploy all these, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread them out a little bit so they're not all attached to each other. Go H, let's zoom in. And then if I select them, in fact, skip that. If I click one, get the HUD up, and I double click them, it will select all. Again, if I push spacebar, it will deselect it. There's another trick with your mouse to deselect. If you won't be able to see this because it isn't programmed into this key pose. Basically, I've selected them all. If I right click my mouse, it will deselect them. The same as what the spacebar does. As you can see there. I'm just right clicking in an open space. If you right click over this, it won't deselect them. You have to be actually on the map itself. Another way, another good option for you to do, let me just make sure I'm deselected, get rid of the HUD for you, is if I select that squad there, as you can see I've only selected the two, and I hold shift and push 1, that would save to shift 1. And if I do the same for that, shift and 2, that will save to shift 2. You can see the little numbers above them. That's telling you what platoon they're in. I'm going to spread these ones out because I know you can go further with it. If I go shift plus 3, that one will be saved to shift plus 3. If I go shift plus 4, same there. Shift plus 5, 5 and 6. I don't want it to be 5 and 6. I just want it to be 5. 5, 6 and 7. It looks like it saves all of them. And if I go shift 8, you can go all the way up to 9. So now what I've got to do is I know that's 1, 2. That one's going to be, that one is 3, sorry, I didn't see the number. 4, that one's 5, 6, 7, and that one's 8. So now if I click push the 1 button, it will select the squad number 1. If I select 2, it will select squad number 2. select 1, squad 1. If I select squad 3, it will select squad 3. If I select squad 4, it will select squad 4 even, not God. And if I select 5, 6, 7, it will select that one. Somehow I've managed to save 5, 6, 7. It never used to do that, so there is something that's been changed there. And if I select 8, it will select 8. So that's a good one. Shift and the numbers 1 through to 0, I believe, on your keyboard will do the same thing. Right, I've got to think about the rest of these now. So you've got the A key, the attack move. You've got move to point, which is the M key. And it's the same as when you normally click, but what it will do is move directly to the point that you ask it to. I don't use that one that much, guys. So this one is pretty much the same as this, but you're just using the M key. Say you're in your base defending, and the buildings are getting in your way. That would be where you use the M key, and you want to get it to a point. You know the guy's spawning from a certain direction. Click the unit, select the unit, and use the M key. And what it will do, that will move direct to the spot. If you do that in your base and you use the A key, what it will do is it will attack anything that's coming at you. Same as what I'm doing in this base. It will attack. Maybe I should bring some units that haven't got move and shoot. That would probably be a better. Yeah, bear with me, guys, and I'll start that bit again. Right, I think I found a unit that doesn't move and shoot. I hope I have anyway. So I'm going to attack this base again. I'm going to show you the move and shoot, the difference between the normal click and the A key click and the move click. So I'm going to go zoom in. I'm going to deploy all 3 of these. And what I'm going to try to show here is the difference between attack move and just normal standard move. So I'm going to select both of these. And then I'm going to push shift 1 on that one. And then I'm going to go shift 2 on that one. So I can click 1 and 2 and it'll select each one. If you can see the little blue, let me just move them in a little bit closer so you guys can see. No, wrong one. So you can see the little blue circle, and when I push 1, it'll select the other one. Right, this one, let me zoom out so you guys can see it a bit better. All I'm going to do is run it through this base. And this is on standard. This is no attack move. See, it's just moving to the spot. It's not firing at anything. It's just moving across the base. And I can go back that way, and it'll do the same thing. Right, and the difference between that and if I select number 2 and I push the A key, and you'll see the little red icon instead of the white one, what will happen is it's going to stop and shoot at things as it goes. So I can click A multiple times and it'll do the same thing. But if I change that now and I just do a normal standard click, it won't shoot at anything. It'll just keep going onto its journey to where you want it to go. So it's the A key for attack move, and it is on your hotbars here. But you can use the A key. If you're like Anton Airlines and you haven't got a keyboard, the A key is the attack move down the bottom there will do the same thing. It will attack going into the base. And when you don't use it, it won't attack. All it'll do is go through and get to the destination that you put it on. This works better with units that don't move and shoot. A lot of the units now that have come out are all move and shoot, 360 move and shoot. But that's a good tip there, right there. I'm going to have to think about the other hotkeys, guys, because I'm going to have to test them out before I do them, because I've got to make sure they work how they're supposed to, because they've changed a lot of things. I'll be back shortly. Right, there is a couple more hotkeys that I've missed out. I'm going to add this into the middle of the video somewhere. Basically, if I deploy some of my units here, I'm going to just attack it. I'm going to deploy some of these. This works in your base as well as outside your base, but if you've got, I will show you in base after this video. If I use the D key, that puts the unit on defend. That unit will not move from that spot. So you've got it on defend. Say you're at a spawn spot in your base, it will stay on defend. Fist is fire at will. So if I select a couple of these, I'm going to actually kill this thorium off, so I'll get the thorium. So I'm going to select both of these. And it sort of changed the dynamics of the way Ruby works. It goes for units over buildings every single time. Fist, fire at will. So it's the F key. Most of you would know this already, but it will target the units rather than the buildings. So if I hang on, let me bring that one out. The only problem here is they've got a. So as you can see, it's shooting the units over buildings. So that's the fist functionality, and this works in your base as well. And what I mean by that is, say you've got a unit that's really tanky that you can moves really fast. For instance, if you've got Braden in your base, he's on fist because he gets out quick and kills things. Another for instance, which was probably good on fist, is the Perseus. So you would, hang on, I'm not using the key, so I'll put that on defend. D key would be defend. F key would be fire at will, where it would move to the units as they come into your base. And if you've got units that you don't want on fist, for instance something that shoots a long way, which would be the echidna, you would use the D key. That means that unit won't move from that spot, but it's got 700 plus range, I believe. So you probably wouldn't need that to move from its spot to target units that are coming in. So you just tap the D key with the echidna, and that would put it on defend. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Right, there's also the S key, and I'm going to show you there's two different functions for the S key. And a lot of you should know this already, but there'll be players that don't, so I'm going to go through it with you now. So if you've got a nice long-ranged unit that outranges most things in a game, which we have with the Asmodos, if you use the S key, what you can do is, if you misclick with the S key and you've got the hotkey, it will use the S key. When you say that's a misclick, I hit the S key, it will stop still, right in its tracks, just by tapping the S key. But there's a second functionality with this S key. If you hit a building like that and they start charging at you, just tap the S key and they will go back to their spot. Tap the X key. It works sometimes, but there's other times where units will keep coming at you, so be careful. Kixeye slightly changing the S key. That's why I had to test it before I did it. But yeah, as long as you're outranging everything, you tap the S key and it will just go back to its same spot, and you just keep firing at it till you're blue in the face. Just keep hitting that. I tap it. I don't just push it once. That one's coming out no matter what. So the S key's got a good functionality to it as well. See if I can outrange that. I do. He's coming out. I've tapped the S key. He's stopped right in his tracks. Let's hit that again. Oh, I hit there. Never mind. So I think you get the idea with the S key. So the S key is very important in the game. I'm trying to think what other keys you can use. I'm going to go back to the shift and any one of the numbers up to 0. Bear with me. I'm going to bring another squad out and find a different base, because there's another functionality. Oh yeah, we can do this one again. So when you're using the functionality of the shift and 1 through to 0 on your keyboard even, you can save the shortcut keys basically, as long as you don't refresh beforehand. So I'm going to put all my units in. I'm just going to spread them out using the space bar as well. So I'm going to spread them out so I can select each platoon composition. So if I go shift 1, shift 2, shift 3, and then shift 4. Right, if I end the attack here and then go to a different base, them hotkeys have been saved, as long as I don't refresh. And let me find a base where I can. This one I do. And you can do this in PvP as well. So go to a low level base, a level 2 base, or whatever level, up to whatever level, and you can do it with your PvP tunes as well. You can save the hotkeys. So if I deploy all my squads, I'm going to deploy them all now. This, fingers crossed, Kixeye haven't changed this. And I hit squad 1, and then squad 2, and then squad 3, and then squad 4. They're all in the same squad. It's saved. But if I now refresh the game, or I get a DC, them squads will be unsaved. They don't save forever. So you have to do this every time you refresh, every time you log out and log back in. You have to keep doing it. But it's an ideal thing to do, especially if you're going to a hard base in PvP. I don't use it that much, if I'm honest with you, but I know for a fact if I did use it, it would up my game for 100%. Right, so that's another one with the squads. I'm trying to think what else I've got to do. Bear with me, guys, and I'll be back very shortly. Basically, I'm going to make sure Ruby's not on. If you deploy a toon, this works very well in PvP. I've got the toon. Look how clumped up they are. If I tap the X key, it spreads them out for you. And also, if you've got them all, you've got all your units and you want them to go to one specific spot, the A key is also ideal to get them to one spot without, and they all go to the exact spot. And then you can tap the X key to spread them out afterwards. So it will make them go to that one spot, and then you can tap the X key to spread the units out. So attack move can also be used to get them all in one place. Say I wanted to come to this part of the base, I'll get them all to that one place, wait for them to get there, tap the X key and it'll spread them out for me. So that's the X key function there, guys. I'm trying to think if I've missed any out. I don't want to miss any out before I move on to the world map hotkeys. I don't think I have. Right, so we'll move on to the world map hotkeys. If I have, I'll update another video if I've missed anything out. I don't think I have. Right, world map. If I tap move the M key, it will bring up my platoons, and then I can bring a toon out. I can move a toon, or I can bring a PvP toon out, depending on where I want to go. So pretty much any toon, as long as I'm on the spot where I want it to be, it will move. So that's the M key. Now you want to use the, what's the other world map keys? Give me a second, guys, I forgot them. There is another a kind of a shortcut key, but it's a bit of an odd one, this one. Many people know it. This will make your sniping and hitting a base a lot faster. Which is, if I call a toon to this base, for instance, M, I'm going to bring a PvP plat out to it, and then I hold down Alt, and as my toon's approaching, all I've got to do from here is go click, click, I'm in. So you click your platoon once it lands, and then click the base. I will show you that once more. This only works in PvP, by the way. So I'm going to move this. Yeah, I'm going to use the M key again. So let me find another PvP base. I'm going to move that platoon to there, and then I'm going to hold down Alt. And this works for sniping platoons as well as bases, but you cannot use it in PvE. I will show you that very shortly. So I'm waiting for that toon to land almost on the spot where I want to go. Imagine it's a toon or even the base that I am hitting. And it will get you straight in. It saves you about 2 clicks, I think it works out to be. Don't take my word for it, though. Right. And I will, bear with me, I will show you that on a normal base. If I hold down Alt, it won't let you do this. It'll just come up with an error. No matter how many times I do it, it'll come up with an error. But if I, oh, this is another functionality. Sorry, guys. If you hold Alt, you can also move the toon. I'm just holding Alt down and clicking the toon, and then clicking where I want to go on the map. So it saves you having to go like that. This one click quicker. So just click, 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 click. As long as your toon's on the spot where you click, you're good. I can't do it beforehand. Let me show you. Hang on. Let me show you beforehand. So if I click that now, it won't let me do it. It'll just bring up that box. But if I do it when the toon lands, you can get into bases. If you're a sniper, you can snipe toons a lot faster. And you can hold a base if you've got your teammates coming over to bubble the base. And that brings me on to another. This one's a bit dubious because I'm not sure if it's legal or not within the game, but kixeye have never come out and said it's not. So if you're hitting a base, say for instance, I'm holding this base, letting the guy that's preparing to come in to hit. So make sure Ruby's off. And you would use a Raptor. You can even use these if you want to. If I click one of them in and hit the D key, they will go off the map. Let me get rid of some of those. I don't know why all of them spawned. So I've got one of them in, and what it's doing is just flying off the map. I'm a bit dubious whether I should post this in the video, but everyone uses it. Kixeye have never come out and said it's a bug that we're abusing. Until they do, then I think, as I understand it, I'm just using a mechanic of the game. So you can also do this with raptors. You can't do it with these guys because they're not a moving tune. So if I click the D key, it won't do nothing. It just put it on defend. But any aeroplane that moves, so raptors as well. Where's my raptors? I can click them in and hit the D key, and what they do is just fly off the map. Now, if I'm wrong in posting this, I will post an update. If Kixeye come out and say this is not how they intended it to work, I will retract or delete the video and then remake it if I've got it wrong. But it is on Kixeye to come out and say that. They've never actually come out and said it's an illegal move or whatever you want to call it. Right, getting close towards the end now, guys. Right, some of these hotkeys won't work until you're in full screen. I think the M key does work. I think, yeah, the M key works. But let's bring it up to a base. Just bring any tune, and then if I hold Alt and click, it won't work until I go. Let me just show you again. I'm clicking. I don't know if you can hear the click noises. Until I go to full screen, will it work? And this is the same for a lot of the hotkeys inside a base. When you're attacking or when you're defending. I'm going to double check that they don't work, what ones work and what ones don't. So let me go back to that forum, and I'm going to come out of full screen. Again, if I click the Alt key and wait for that tune to drop, this is important, and click the base and click that, it doesn't, it hit it. That shouldn't have worked. I know, I think it's because it's got the timer on it. See, even I'm learning things as I go along. I think if I do one without a timer, let me find a forum without a timer, it doesn't work. But if you get a timer on them, it will. Right, so let's use the M key. Oh, let's use the M key. Bring these down, and if I hold Alt, this one hasn't got a timer on it. It don't work. Same with that one. But if I give it a timer, that brings, what you just see there brings me back to another hotkey as well. I'm trying to relearn the hotkeys, all of them myself. So if I click Alt, because there's a timer on the base, it goes into it. But beforehand, it won't. So this brings me into another point. See all the green. All the health bars on these, it's the B key, so I can put and remove the health bars on all the units. This works very well in scouting if you're doing PvP. I'm going to show you why. Let me find a base to scout. So if I scout, I need to go to one that's going to have units in it. Let's try this guy. He hasn't got no units, typical. Let me find a base. Will Anton have units? Probably not. This one will, I think. Yes. So if I now tap B and then zoom in, some of the units that he's hidden up will be above. You'll get the green bit. Unless they're right hidden behind buildings. There is a... I don't know why I'm not seeing the health bar of the Akuma. For some reason that Akuma, oh no, the health bar is low on that Akuma, that's why. If they've got a judge in their base, if there's a judge under there, the health bar's up here somewhere, so you can tell where the judge is. And again, I can see the elite Perseus and things like that. I hope you don't mind me using his base as a, for instance. I think if you hold down S, no, you can't. I thought you could scout a base by holding down S. Again, I'm trying to remember how these work myself. Also, you've got to make sure you've got the two of these. Use keyboards in full screen and enable keyboard hotkeys. Sorry. Use hotkeys in full screen and enable hotkeys for unit commands. You need to apply those. Make sure they're green. Cinematics you don't need to have green, but I don't know why I've got them green, to be honest with you. But that is, off the top of my head, that is all the hotkeys. I might have missed one or two out, guys. If you can put, if I've missed one out and you've seen it, if you can just put it in the comment section below, maybe I'll do an update video and try to give a little bit of an update on things that I have missed. I think I've covered pretty much everything you need to know. So hopefully this helps you guys, and I will, don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you don't. It doesn't matter to me, but I just hope I help a few people out with this. I know a lot of people have been asking over the last couple of weeks. Anyway, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.